Quick video. Verdict is in for Diddy on all but one count. All but one count. So I am going to explain the counts for you guys, but let me go ahead and share my screen real quickly. This is a quick one. According to reports that's on Twitter and everywhere else, they are saying that Diddy did not look happy at all. And look, they found him, well, I don't want to say guilty. We don't know if they found him not guilty on 4 charges, but as of right now, the RICO charge, they cannot come to a decision on that. Okay, so I do want to show you guys that is count one, the racketeering conspiracy charge. That's where they are currently hung. They are hung, they are deadlocked. So, what they are telling the jury to do is to go back and continue to deliberate. But let me show you guys what is currently posted. Thank you guys for joining me. This won't be long. I just wanted to come live and discuss this myself. But here is Inner City on Twitter. And yeah, they say it's not looking good. They say that Diddy put his hands down in his head, his head down in his hands, looked like he was crying. He had one thumb up to one eye and an index finger up to another. But again, they have come to a decision, the jury, on 4 out of the 5 charges. So the charges that they've made a decision on is count 2, which is sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. The next one, count 3, transportation for purposes of prostitution. Count 4, sex trafficking, by force, fraud, and coercion. That's for Jane. The first one was for Cassie. And then the last count, transportation for purposes of prostitution. They've made a decision on that. For the transportation charges, he can serve up to 10 years in prison. And for the coercion, fraud, and force, that one is up to 15. So I'm not sure if each person would get 15 each, like 15 per Cassie, 15 per Jane, or what. But as far as the RICO, they have not made a decision at all. So I'll go back and go through this for you guys real quickly. They came out and they handed Diddy a piece of paper. Diddy read it and again, visibly shaken. On that paper, they cannot say guilty. They can't say we found a charge of we found him guilty. They just said that they've reached a decision. But he was surrounded by all 8 of his lawyers, surrounded, they say. He was looking down. They said he's not looking happy at all. Right here, he's rubbing his eyes, one with his thumb, the other with the index finger, as I mentioned. They handed him another piece of paper, and he looked down again and rested his head in his right hand. So as of 4:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the note read, "We have reached a verdict on count 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are unable to reach a verdict on count 1." So next, what they are doing, guys, they are going to be introducing the Allen charge. I looked that up. What is a modified Allen charge? And that is basically for a jury that is deadlocked, and it encourages them to go back and keep deliberating. What are you all's thoughts? What are you all's thoughts? I'm sure I'll be back a little later because I think they will come to this decision today. Now, I'm not sure if he's found on guilty on some of the charges, but not all. Does that mean that it's officially a hung jury? Anyone in the chat? No. If he's not found guilty on all of the charges, is it a hung jury? I guess the best thing for me to do is to go ahead and put that in. Let's see. If Diddy is not found guilty on all charges, will there be a hung jury? Now, that RICO charge is the one that could give him life. That could give him life. Yes, a hung jury is a possible outcome if Sean Diddy Combs is found not guilty on some or all charges. If the jury is unable to reach a unanimous decision on even one charge, it could be declared a hung jury. This would mean the prosecution might choose to retry the case or drop the charges. Let me see what you guys are saying. Let me see what you guys are saying. This is Verdict Watch. And as you guys see in the title and the ticker at the bottom, he did face 5 criminal charges. That one charge of racketeering conspiracy, that RICO, it looks like they are not buying it. What are your thoughts? Is my good, bad apple here? Hey, Red Ann. Am I probably on this side? I don't know. But thank you, Cam. I am. Look, I told you guys from the start, I have been intrigued with this trial, and I hate that I'm not there, but I wanted to bring you guys the information. As Linda Gamble has said, please hit the like button. Let me read some comments. What do you guys think? So if they cannot reach a unanimous decision, this will be a hung jury, and Diddy will be going home today if they don't, continue deliberating tomorrow. So I'm not sure if the judge, I'll refresh over here on Inner City Press. His family rushed back to the courtroom. They say that his mom remained in the courtroom, but there is video of the boys showing up. Okay, it's on CNN. Ooh, child. No, sis. I just clicked live. I don't even think there was a notification. I made that thumbnail and click live. Who did he force? Thank you. Don't hate the game. I hate to say it. I think he forced them paws. For me, it's DV. I don't know. We'll have to talk later. I think I'm gonna be back later on tonight where we can just chill. I could drop the link. You guys can come up. I'll stay for a little while longer. But I did see willing participants at some point. And don't hate the force. It was mentioned that the prosecution tried to break it down where Jane was down with, this is according to Diddy's Agnafilio, I think that's his name, his lawyer's closing argument. She was down for all of the FOs besides one. Their thing is, how was Diddy supposed to know you wasn't down for that one either? And they basically tried to say the same thing when it comes to Cassie. This is deep. Let me get that off because that was distracting me. Let's see what you guys are saying. Bobo Anderson said, free Diddy. Free Diddy. Lorcy said, hi, the most heartbreaking moment in a mother's life is to see her son going to prison without an exit date or a date at least 25 years without the RICO charge. Yeah, that RICO is what he could have received life on. So I'll bring that back up for you guys. If they continue to stay hung, he won't be serving life. It looks like the maximum would be 15. And that's if they are deadlocked, but have found him guilty on the others. If they found him not guilty on all, as I mentioned, he'll be walking. Hey, DG, that boy going to prison. All right, good, bad apple. Let's see. They are trying to get up out of there. I think so too. The judge had already made it clear. Look, I'm gonna reserve my judgment of the judge. He's doing the job the way he sees fit. But for me, it is clear that he has been for the prosecution. You know what I'm saying? So he had already said when this trial first started, he wanted to be up out of there by July 4th, period, before the holiday. Judge let him know, I got plans with my family, okay? You do the crime, you do the time. All right, rubbing his eyes. Demons don't have emotions. I'm here for the victims getting justice. All right, Susan. If not a hung jury, if he isn't found guilty, it's not a hung jury if he isn't found guilty on all charges. Right. Wait. If it's not a hung jury if he isn't found guilty on all charges. Okay, sis. Well, I just looked it up. I'll bring it back up. Let's see. I will bring it back up and see what is online again because I asked that specific question. If Diddy is not found guilty, why did I put it like that? I should have put if found not guilty, whatever, on all charges, will it be a hung jury? It said yes. A hung jury is a possible outcome if he's found not guilty on some or all. So, you're one of my great debaters, good bad apple. Chat, I don't use Chat GPT. I don't want Chat GPT just start listening to my conversation. If they are forced to go back, they might chance again. Yeah. That's why they introduced the Allen Law. Right. Right. So, as I mentioned, that was proposed by the prosecution that they wanted to introduce a modified Allen charge and give that to the jury. The judge did ask his attorneys, is that what they want as well? They said yes. So, I'll read that again for you. It says a modified Allen charge is a supplemental jury instruction given when a jury is deadlocked, encouraging them to re-examine their views and strive for a unanimous verdict, but also reminding them to not surrender their honest conviction. It is a less coercive version of the original Allen charge, which has been criticized for potentially pressuring dissenting jurors. So, I don't know. I don't know. Bianca said, I think this will cause him to be let go. Miss Blackberry said, he needs to go to prison and join R. Kelly. All right. DG said, I missed a lot. DG, we were supposed to get together, weren't we? I missed most of the initial commentary, but I will say the jury will be told that if it is possible to resolve the hung up charge, then they can continue to deliberate. Correct, DG. And that is what they proposed, that modified Allen charge. Cam I am said, all heck, all this time they put in, they better go ahead and go back through it and work it out. Yeah, I agree. Teresa, I think it was you and I. We've been saying it from the beginning. We've been saying that from the beginning. Let me say this. I do want to take the time out to shout out a couple content creators. Queen Sheba, Armand, make it make sense. You know what I like? I like when people can come out and give commentary that is just true. I've seen some thumbnails, chat. I ain't naming no names. I'm like, what is going on? Honest commentary, not just for clicks and views. DG said, and DG, can you answer that for me? Or maybe you did. Let's see. He can be convicted on some, but not all charges, and still have a mistrial on the RICO charge. He could be sentenced on any guilty charge, and the government will have to decide if they will retry. Okay. And DG is up there when it comes to position. So I take your word and good, bad apple. I don't know. I just know what I looked up. Unanimous on all charges or unanimous on some. They have reached a verdict on all counts but RICO, except the most serious charge, which was RICO. And the judge did say that he would let them know. I'll go back and I will refresh and see if Inner City Press has updated anything. All right, so he did. Let's see. So the judge has now spoken to the jury. So the judge asked, so the defense would have no objection to them deliberating on July 3rd. Diddy's lawyer said no objection if they want to. Judge say, okay, let's bring back out the jury. So it looks like we may not have a verdict tonight. The judge said, welcome back. I received your note that you have reached verdicts on count 2 through 5. I ask you to continue deliberating, discuss and weigh your respective opinions dispassionately, and follow my instructions on the law. I ask you to return to the jury room. If you decide you are done for the day, send me another note and I'll bring you back out to end the day. The jurors leave. Everybody went back to doing what they were doing. So as of right now, and I'm sure they may come back out because what time is it? It is 5:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally, the judge lets them go at 5 p.m. So we'll stay and see if they come back within the next couple minutes and say that they will come in tomorrow and continue deliberating. Let's see. Patricia said, Diddy isn't going home. They're trying to give this man 30 years. All right. All right. All right. Hey, Danya, I'm back, sis. Hello to all of you guys. Hit the like button for me. DG said all verdicts have to be unanimous on each charge. If it's not unanimous, then it's a hung jury on that count/charge. Got you. So they are unanimous right now. I'll go back and show you guys where the jury is now standing. I'll bring up the charges that they are unanimous on. The counts, excuse me. All right. So count 2, the jury is unanimous on whatever their verdict is: sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. This is regarding Cassie. The jury is unanimous on count 3, transportation for purposes of prostitution. This is, again, as it relates to Cassie Ventura. All right. Count 4, they are unanimous in whatever their decision is, guilty or not guilty, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. This is for Jane. And then they are unanimous on count 5, transportation for purposes of prostitution for Jane. We don't know. Those, look, they could be unanimous on, again, guilty or not guilty. We don't know, you know. But as it stands right now, I will read count 1. The jury has been unable to come to a unanimous decision when it comes to racketeering conspiracy. The government charged Diddy with violating the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Conspiracy Act by conspiring with a criminal enterprise to carry out a pattern of illegal behavior. I'll give you my thoughts on that. I'm not a legal eagle, none of the above. Okay, thank you, Teresa. But I think for him to have been guilty on RICO, that everybody up front knew this was his goal. Everybody knew, you know what I mean? I think the assistants played a part as assistants, getting this man whatever he want. But do I think that they thought it was criminal and they all said, yeah, let's do this and we're going to carry out this pattern? I just don't. You know what I mean? All right. The jury is retiring for the evening. So I'll bring it up on Inner City Press. And it does say, I'll share it, and then we're going to be out of here. Child. They say that Diddy looked like he was about ready to shit bricks. Okay. And I bet you he was. I bet you he was. All right, but Inner City Press did put what you guys just stated. We have received the note that the jurors have concluded for today and will resume tomorrow. And the judge, they brought him back out. The judge said, all rise. The judge said very briefly, thank you. Tomorrow, go directly into the jury room. Keep an open mind. Do not watch or read about this case. We'll see each other tomorrow. All rise. Look, I'm gonna stop sharing. That's the craziest thing ever to me. DG, give me your thoughts on that, sis. If you're still here, I'll go back to the comment section. Why did they not sequester this doggone jury? Why? What do you mean do not read and do not watch? These people are traveling on subway systems and all of that to get to court and get back home, and they are around their family and everything. What do you mean don't read or watch? Before we go, put in the chat. Be honest. Be honest. Before you go, put a 1. If you were a juror in this trial and you came and went every day, you went back home to your family, you got computers and iPads, and normally every day you on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and everything, would you just say, I'm not looking at or touching anything? Would you adhere to the rules? Put a 1 if you would, put a 2 if you would not. And I'm gonna put mine first. I would not, period. I would not. I think that's a big mistake. I'll see what DG says. The RICO statute seems complicated, and it's understandable that they may not be unanimous on that charge, or they don't agree on the predicate charges. Yeah. Hello, S. White. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Felicia. Felicia said 1. You would. I wouldn't. I'm just being honest. DG said sequestration is harsh and costly, in my opinion. Those instructions are standard for all juries to not discuss the case and not read, listen to, research the case. I get that part. But a case like this, of this magnitude, for me, look, the government got the money and they should have spent it to house these jury members for the duration of this trial, you know? And I don't see, DG, look, people know that they don't have cameras in my house. I'm seeing what the people saying. It's just crazy to me. Teresa said she wouldn't. I mean, she would look at her stuff. I know I would. Golden said 1. There's some honest people here. Good girl said 2. Danya 2. Sister girl 2. Cam I am. See? S. Horton said 1. I wouldn't. I'm just going to keep it real with you guys. I would not. I would be scared too. Know what? I believe that. I've been thinking about that. I was like, I wonder if they let the jury, which I'm sure they do, the jury members, out of a private, separate entrance. Do they take public transportation? Or is there some type of travel van or something? Are they picked up every day and dropped off every day? But I would be scared to travel as well, especially if I know that this this trial has been open to the public, meaning people see me. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. Teresa said, but the human mind will have you looking and sneaking. Folks will talk to you about it. I agree. Good point, Janetta speaks. They should have been sequestered once deliberations began. Good point. I say from the beginning, but they should have done something other than what they are doing. Marshana said, I would need to travel back and forth from the courthouse to my house in a black SUV. Yes. And I'm not sure if they are. I can almost speak with certainty that they absolutely are not going out again the main entrance. But I would still be scared, child. It would be hard not to. This is a very hot topic. My point exactly. Yes. The family arrives and they go through the main entrance, Teresa. So I did just see not too long ago the boys returning. As I mentioned, the mom stayed in the courtroom, but they did show Quincy, Christian, and Justin coming back. I didn't see the girls today. I'll have to double check. I don't agree with them being there, period. They've heard too much. But as another content creator, I guess it was, explained that they have convinced these girls that everything that they hear are lies. Don't believe it. You're going to hear some gruesome stuff. I wouldn't have my baby girls in there, period. All right. I wouldn't look guilty. My mind is already made up. You said I wouldn't look because my mind is made up. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Okay. DG said jurors usually have a separate or designated entrance. Okay. Okay. I thought so. I thought so. That would be, crazy. S. Horton said, I have been on several cases before, so that's why I will follow the rules. Don't want my electronics checked. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Can they sue? DG, let me know, and we're going to be out of here. Let's say we do know the orders. The judge said, don't talk to nobody, don't watch nothing, don't read nothing about this case. Can they go back? I don't think so, because I will sue them. And demand to see the devices of the jury. I'm sure they may have to turn their devices in when they come. And I would be afraid while we in the jury room, they checking my phone. This too much. This too much. All right, DG said, when they come to qualifications, we ask where they work, their spouses work, all kinds of personal questions before they are seated as jurors, okay? Hey, Sonia. All right, Jam. The verdict is they have reached the verdict on 4 out of the 5 counts. That's the verdict. They are deadlocked. So they have reached a verdict. We don't know though if it is guilty or not guilty, but they are still deliberating on count 1, which is the racketeering charge, the RICO. So we shall see. We shall see. I thank you guys for joining me for this quick live. It really hasn't been on TV until today. But Teresa, they didn't show inside the courthouse, I'm sure, because there's no cameras allowed. Look, that's a big misstep too. Because you guys remember the OJ case where you glued to your TV like I was, where you singing or chanting, if it don't fit, you must have quit. I think this should have been televised. I really, really do. Yes, Danya. Look, people get mad at me all you want to. Jane was absolutely down for the ride. Jane is still in the house. Jane, in my opinion, will welcome a FO tonight. If Diddy get released and get on that private plane and fly to her, she's down. For me, Danya, Kathy was down for a lot of it. And I told you guys this. It's hard for me when I read a text message that said, oh, bummer, you left already. I wanted to freak off before you left. It's just hard for me to separate. I get it. We know what we saw. DV completely. Do I think that this man had mind control probably over everybody? Absolutely. But yeah, I told you guys, you gonna unalive me while I'm trying to escape. Oh, you in another country? Cool. I'm not sending you no text message saying I really wanted to FO. I'm escaping. Period. I'm calling the popo. So we shall see. That's what happened, Jam. They dismissed the jury for today. They'll be back tomorrow. They will deliberate tomorrow, and then we shall see. We shall see. All right, I'm gonna read a couple more comments and then we out of here. If you did not hit the like button, please hit that like button for me. DG said they would have to have some belief they violated the rules before they will search. Okay, good point. Shirley said I googled it and it says no. A jury not finding Diddy guilty on all charges is not necessarily a hung jury. Google says it could be a partial verdict, not a hung jury. Thank you, Shirley. That's what DG said as well. And I'm not gonna tell her position, but and that's what Good Bad Apple said as well too. You and we were all in Germany glued to the TV for OJ. Oh, that's where you were at that time, sis? Yes. I was at work in Chicago and I will never ever forget it. Okay, Teresa, Jane and Cassie was down. These women are mentally damaged though, so remember. Yeah, we know. In New York, the majority of people use public transportation. So how do you unhear hundreds of people talking about this on the subway? Good point. Hey, Marshannon. Your aunt was on the OJ trial. Oh no. It took a toll on her life. Oh, sis, I'm sorry to hear that. I would love to be on a high-powered jury. My mom was on a big case back in the day in Illinois, and she was appointed forewoman, the forewoman. Yeah, I would love it. How do they know slash pick who to send the juror notifications to? My brother always get them, but I never got any. Oh, good question. Look, I got one when I first moved to Vegas, and I forgot what I told them, but I didn't have to serve. Y'all don't pay me enough to be sitting down there for $6 an hour. Okay, Danya said, yes, I agree. Cassie was, but then she didn't want it anymore. Well, Danya explains, says, we'll come back. We'll come back, because you guys know I'm still child. I ain't even supposed to be here. She got, even after she started dating her now husband. Okay, Stockholm syndrome. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe that's it. I don't want to talk too much. You can unalive a person and get a few years, than having wild ex. They be trying to throw you up under the jail. All right. Patricia Ellis Ross. I asked you guys that. I think I probably deleted that thumbnail. But I asked you guys that. We were live, if I'm not mistaken, Saturday night. And I asked, for the things that he's been charged with, does he deserve life? You know? I believe so, Teresa. I believe that they were sequestered. I do. You got put on jury notice and almost got arrested. Oh, child. Now we was gonna have to put something on your books. You stationed in Germany. Oh, because you didn't get the notice. Yeah. Yeah. Look, my brother said that yesterday. How many counts he got? 34 of them. Don't get me started. Anyway, I gotta go. That's it probably for today when it comes to Diddy. But I may save it for tomorrow, because I do think we'll have a verdict, a complete verdict by tomorrow. And let's have an open panel tomorrow. But if anything breaks, I'll be back. Thank you guys again for joining me for this impromptu live. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. Shout out to any new subscribers, and I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye.